Now, from San Angelo's News Channel, this is your KSAN News at 6.
Lyndon B. Johnson took over the Oval Office after JFK was assassinated and helped deliver on key pieces of legislation that progressed the civil rights movement forward. Here's a story. The 1960s were a time of social unrest and a constant fight for equality. One president emerged as a pivotal figure in the progression of the civil rights movement, and that was Lyndon B. Johnson. When LBJ took office after John F. Kennedy was assassinated, the country was deeply divided and the civil rights movement was gaining momentum. Raffi, Andonian, a historian, says LBJ took this momentum and was able to create a new legacy with civil rights legislation in the forefront of his mind.
And when he became president after JFK's assassination, he delivered on multiple pieces of legislation.
That legislation included the passing of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which outlawed discrimination in public and in workplaces. Just the next year, he was able to pass the Voting Rights Act, which prohibits discrimination while voting. It was this act that highlighted the work that LBJ did with Martin Luther King Jr.
LBJ knew to work with MLK on that because MLK was really good at getting attention to gain the moral high ground with nonviolence, to be able to provide the political pressure to achieve these difficult things. And LBJ, working with MLK with many White House meetings, and there are many photos and images that show them doing this, it was able to deliver on the Voting Rights Act in 1965.
It was after MLK was assassinated that LBJ continued work he and MLK were doing together, and he was able to pass the Fair Housing Act in 1968.
When MLK was assassinated, LBJ capitalized on that national moment, just like he had after JFK was assassinated, to deliver one more piece of civil rights legislation. And he did so because MLK and himself had been talking about it, but it hadn't passed, it hadn't gone somewhere yet. Well, when MLK died, that made the national mood such that he felt he had the capital to be able to do so.
Andonian says that people can take notes from LBJ and be inspired by his actions to support causes such as the civil rights movement in the future.